Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another Stormworks video and welcome to episode 24 of our classic career survival series. In today's episode, we are going to be building a portable flying container handler. I'm planning on building this contraption roughly in the shape of a CHINOOK helicopter, except obviously we have a mini version with container connectors on it, so let's see how we go with that. But anyways guys, with all that being said, I hope you all enjoy. Let's get started. Alrighty guys, so the plan is to make this helicopter fit in this backspace here that will be the same size as a container. So it's going to kind of link in right here so we can transport it on one of these and have a container in front of it, I think is the plan. So what we're going to do, we're going to grab a pivot and make a separate body. Right here will be just fine, right in the middle. Perfect, and we'll just put a block on that. So we'll get rid of all of this. Now we need to come out to about here. Oh, not that bottom bit. So this is roughly how long the whole thing's going to be. One more block on the back here. So what we might do, we might actually bring this back a couple of blocks, maybe to about here, and we might start by putting some wedges on underneath. So we might come around 3 with that, and then the main base of this helicopter will be about here, I think. And then we might put a little bit of a nose on this thing, so we just come forward one more, chuck a couple of these on, and go across like that. Very nice. We might chuck one more in there, actually, and we might make it come out one more block. So it's going to be a very narrow little thing. Should be fine, though. I like it. And then we might put some little wedges on the bottom. So we might turn these around. Can I go that way? Yes, I can. Very good. So something like this. And then we're going to go a block here. And now we need a few other bits and pieces. We need a couple of pyramids. We'll turn these around like that. And we'll just fill in the little nose piece just like so. And after that, we are going to need one of these. And we might just chuck it right here. Something like that. And we need to put some windscreens on top of this. So let's see what we got. A 3x4. Is that going to be too big or is that going to be okay? We chuck that right here. That should be fine. Something like that is okay. And we'll need the corner pieces like that. I think that's okay. It probably looks a little big, but we'll see how it turns out anyway. So then we might just get rid of these. I don't think we're going to need any of that. And perhaps we could put some windows in here. So let's do that. We'll grab a 2x3. I think we can just turn that around like so. Yes. And now we need to fit a seat in somewhere. Maybe, oh, how close can we go there? That's the closest we can go. It's a little bit far back, but that's okay. We can make that work. And then we're going to have the back of it like this. Then we'll just come up like that. And then the engine and the fuel will be behind here. We could probably come forward one more, actually. Can we go like this in the seat? Is that going to... Oh, about here. Is that going to be okay? That should be fine, actually. Yeah, we'll go with that and see if it works after. But otherwise, what we'll do, we're going to bring the roof forward like this. But what we could do, we might use some wedges. What if we use some of these 1x2s just to give us a little bit more headroom? So like that. Is that okay? Now, what we might do, we might get rid of this wall, actually. And that one as well, and all of this as well. And we're just going to put the wall along here. And we might get some 1x4s. That might give us a lot more headroom, actually. That might be a bit better. Something like that. That's a little bit better, I think. The only thing is, these are going to come down anyway. Oh, what if we put one of these in? Would that be all right? We're going to have enough room in there? It should be fine. Our head should be clear. It should be all good. So we'll come along like this. Very nice. We'll bring this back fairly far, maybe to about here. Something like that should be fine. And we'll grab some of these, bring them back as well. Hopefully that's not going to be too long. We might bring it forward a couple more. Something like this, that should be okay. We might get rid of that then. Okay, yeah, let's go with that. And then we're going to have some little like prong things that are going to stick out the front here. So how are we going to do that? If we grab, maybe we put a couple of blocks along here and we'll grab some of these. So how will that come along up to here? Then we can put, okay, we can put a connector on the end of those. Okay, so we're going to do a sort of a similar thing at the back with like some angled wedges coming out. So let's see if this will work. So we could probably get rid of these ones in here, can we? That's a bit strange, isn't it? If we put one of these in, that look a little bit better. We'll put one of these back on the top. Let's try that. Yeah, that's probably fine. We're going to need a connector, one of these, and we'll go like that. So we'll be able to pick up the containers and land in the container zone. So hopefully that all fits in there okay. What I might do, actually, we might change some of these. I'm going to delete all that again. I've got another idea. So if we go, wait, we'll grab just a regular block, chuck that right here and there, and then we might try and put some wedges on like this, see if that looks a little bit better. Go in like so. Yeah, it makes it look a little bit thicker, I suppose. We might leave it like that. And then can we put that piece back in there, or will that look a little bit funny? Yeah, we might just have to use a full block, I'm afraid. Something like that. Will that look okay? Yeah, that's probably fine. This whole thing's a little bit weird, but anyway, it's something a bit different. And what I might do as well, I might change these to actual blocks, I suppose. Just come along like that. Bit of a flat bottom on this thing, but that's okay. So at the back of this thing, we might actually bring it in a few more. I don't think we need it so long. what I might do, we need a little wedge, just a little baby one. We might come up about here, I suppose. We're going to have to leave room for those container prongs, but we'll just do this for now. We can always change a few things around. And then we're going to use some of these. We could stand them up. Okay, we might just leave it like that. We might have to end it off. We'll just see how we go for these things. But let's just work out how we're going to do this first. We come up like this. And maybe we could have it a little bit curvy at the back. So if we use a 1x2, turn them around like this maybe. Grab a couple more wedges, turn these upside down. Go along like that. And then maybe, well, we can get rid of these in here. We'll try and make as much room as possible for ourselves. Go along like this. And maybe we'll grab another little wedge. Oh, not that. A little, no, that's not it either. One of these, thank you. Turn these around that way. And then perhaps we could come up on a bit of an angle. We go like, put a block in here. And then what do we got? We could use some of these and maybe come up towards the front. I don't know. Let's come all the way along. We're going to have to use something else in this area, that's all. Maybe we could just use a 1x2 like that. And then we need to fill in all this area. But we need to leave the room for the rear prop to come up on. So let's see if we can sort that out. Maybe we come up 4 blocks here. And then maybe we can come up 1, maybe 2 blocks. Put another little wedge on the top of that. And then we can have the prop sitting right here, maybe. And then we can just come down with a couple of wedges and join back up to the roof. We come down like 2. And maybe what we could do, we could have the prop shaft running along the top there. Okay, I like it. Let's get rid of that. We might just fill that area in so we know what we're working with. And then we need to somehow fill all this in. So we could probably just go like that, actually. And then we'll just fill in that with a block. There will be a pipe running through that at some stage. But for now, I think that looks pretty good. And maybe just on the outside of that, maybe we could have a little bit of a hump going, or not like that, right along the top, something like this all the way to the front. Yeah, okay, I like it. And we'll put one more in there and we can just stick that in there. Okay, that's not too bad. I don't mind this so far. So let's see if we can do something with the front. So maybe up here we could just get a little wedge, turn it around, and we'll just chuck some of these in that little area to kind of fill that in a bit. Very good. And maybe right here we could have a pipe and have the propeller sitting on the top here. That might not be too bad, actually. And we could put one of these in maybe and come... Maybe we'll get a 1x2 and slope that back. Something like that. We can have a... Let's get the propellers out. Do they even fit in this workbench? Let's check that first. Aircraft propeller. No. What other propellers have we got? Rotor ends. Okay, let's try these. So I have one facing forward. And then this one's got to be opposite, doesn't it? So turn that around like that. I think that's correct. Something like that. That doesn't look too bad. And then we can probably go neutral. And we'll do the same thing on this one. And we should probably make these a little bit bigger if they'll fit as well. Yep, that's not too bad. Something like this. That looks pretty cool, actually. And plenty of room to fit a container on the front still. Very nice. We just have to be careful with landing. We don't hit it, that's all. So now what we could probably do, let's grab this whole connector piece and see if we can get it stuck on the back there. All right, so they're all connected up. I've just put a few little wedges in there to kind of make it fit. It's a little bit strange, I know, but it should work pretty well. They're all lined up to the right connectors. That's very good. So that's how it's going to be, sitting on the back of one of our carriages with the container in front of it. So we always have to leave a spot for the helicopter, but that's a-okay. Now, we need to get some piping sorted, so let's do all that now while we've got the room. So we're going to need to come straight down in here. I'm going to have to get rid of a few bits just so we can see what we're doing for a moment, actually. Just get rid of all of that. That's fine. Now, we're going to have a pipe running straight along here all the way to the back. So we'll get rid of up to here and up in there. Very nice. So we'll turn that around. That'll come down. Maybe we can have the part where it goes into the actual helicopter down here. Can I get a piece in there? Yes, I can. Turn this around to go there. And we need to get a T-piece and another straight pipe in there. Now, a T-piece, one of these ones. We turn that around the right way. Yeah, very good. Something like that. Then we're going to need another straight piece here. So we'll turn that around that way. And we're going to need a little angle as well. Something like this. That's pretty good. And then we're going to need some little wedges. And then we'll put all these back along. There we go. Very good. So we might get rid of that pipe and put a gearbox here. That doesn't look too bad. That'll be fine. And then that's ready for the engine. So let's chuck one of those in. We might use a modular engine on this thing. We won't need too many cylinders. So we could probably just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Would that be enough? It should be. Probably a bit overkill for this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we've got to go all the way along like this too. Go something like that. That won't use too much fuel either. It should be fine. So what we can do, we can chuck a little drive belt on the front of this thing. Go like that. We'll put a alternator on the top, and then the rest will just be starters, I think. Will be fine. Oh, we are going to need a fluid pump too. So maybe we can have 2 starters. So we go like this, or will 1 starter be enough? 1 starter should be enough, actually. Let's just go 1 starter. An alternator on this side, perhaps. And then we're going to need a little fluid pump. So we'll chuck that on the top. Boop. So we'll put a little cooling manifold there, and then we need to hook up a few bits and pieces. So that can go straight out to a radiator. So let's grab a radiator. Just a little 3x3 should do the job. So maybe we could stand those up along here. One on each side wouldn't hurt, actually. We could have two. Yeah, something like that. Very nice. Let's connect all of this together. Actually, just before we do that, we might move all of this forward one more block. Because we're going to need some room for the fuel tanks as well. I can't forget about that. That is the whole engine. Very good. So let's move that forward to there. And then we can have a couple of fuel tanks in the back and maybe one or two on top. Should be fine. That's very good. So we'll merge all that together just like so. Very good. Now we need to get all this sorted. So give me one moment. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so as you can see, that is all done. We have 4 tanks, a little fluid valve there to fill it up, and we have a little gas relief valve just up the top there, which links to that end tank, which is pretty good. So I was just thinking we might actually get rid of one of these exhausts. I don't think we're going to need 2. We might just have the one on this side, and we're going to move that just to face backwards like so. We're going to chuck a catalytic converter. We might go with 2 actually, go 2 of those, and then that can come to release out the back here. So we'll come up 1 block and across like this, and then we're just going to come straight out. So we can just go like this, and we'll put a port on the end of there, and just chuck that right there. Very good. So now we can fill in this side. Very good. Now, I might actually move this because I'm going to have it so you can open up the sides to be able to work on the engine if something were to happen. So we need to work out where we're going to put that. We might actually move it over here and just link it up with this system. That might be a bit better, so let me do that. Alright, so something just like that, we have that linked up to our gas relief valve, so that should work pretty well. I've also moved this intake to face upwards and go out the back there, so we have intake and exhaust there. That way we can fit 2 even doors on each side, so we can open them right up to really work on this thing, so that should be pretty good. The last thing we might do is add a little modular engine controller right on top of there. So now I think, oh actually I need to move that over 1 block. Can we go like this? Just want to get it in the middle, that's all. This one, and boom, very good. So that will sit right in the middle there. So now I would like to put some pivots in. So just some of these ones, and we'll go 1 on each side. Can I do that properly, please? Very good. And we'll turn them around that way. And that will just be 1 big door that you open up to be able to work on it. So we'll go like that, and go like that. Very good. And we'll just fill that in like so. That'll be fine. So as you can see, we've got 2 big doors, 1 on each side. So we can open them right up and work on it if need be, if something were to happen. Now let's quickly chuck just a very basic interior in this. We're going to need a little throttle. So where do we have enough room? How are we going to do this? We just turn that around. Where's the dash going to go actually? What we could do, we might get rid of those windows and bring the dash back 1 more block, something like that. And we just put a few more smaller windows in. So if I could spell window right, a 2x2. Chuck them right there. That looks a little bit better, I think. Now we'll go for the throttle again, just for our little accelerator. We'll just chuck that on this side, I suppose, it'll be fine. And then we'll just fit a few dials on the other side. So dial, very good. So we just have very basic altitude, speed, battery, fuel. I don't think we're going to need too much more than that, to be honest. Boom, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So altitude, and then we'll have speed on this one, and we'll go 0 and just 100. Then we'll have fuel, and we'll change that to 0 and just 100, and then battery. We'll put that as a 0 and a 1. Just before I wire it all up, we're going to add a battery as well. Just need a small one, I suppose. Is there anywhere we can put that in here? So what I might do, I might just chuck one under the exhaust there. That should be more than enough. Then we'll just fill the rest of that door in. We're also going to need some buttons for these compact pivots. So we might just go 1 on each side there and there. Very good. Now we are going to need a speed sensor. Can I speed, angular? No, linear speed sensor. So we have a little bit of room. Whereabouts do we have some room? Can we chuck one in the back here? Should be fine. Go like that. And we're going to need an altimeter as well. So let's go altimeter. We'll just chuck that behind it. Actually, no, we should probably put that on the bottom, do it properly. It's a little spot under here. What we might do, we might actually just put it in the nose of the thing like that. That is probably fine. I was just thinking where the speed is, we might actually change that to RPS. We'll just make that maximum of 20. And underneath that will be temperature rather. Because that's more important than the other thing. So we don't really need to know our speeds. As long as we know our altitude, our fuel, our RPS, and our temperature, I think we're going to be okay. We're not going to need our speed. And the battery, if we just look at one of these, it's going to show up what our battery is anyway. So it should be fine. We are also going to need a constant number for our clutch on the alternator and the fluid pump. So is there somewhere we can put that? I might open up a little bit more here. We can just chuck it in the back here. That'd be fine. Something just like that. We'll put it right there. Very good. So we'll just enable that 1 and we'll connect that up to our bits and pieces. What we're going to need to go is on the clutch pressure and the clutch pressure on those two. as well as a clutch at the back there. So that should be right. I don't know if one starter motor is going to be enough, but I guess we're about to find out. We're also going to need a gyro, just so I remember. So let's chuck one of those in real quick, and then we're ready to go, wire everything up. We'll have to chuck it underneath, I think. So just go under here, should be fine. Turn that around, go like this, and we'll just chuck it right there. That is a-okay. Alright, so I'm going to connect everything up to some power and sort out all the logic, and then we're going to give it a test and make sure it all works. So I'll see you all in a moment. Alrighty guys, so all the logic is all connected up. We also have power on everything, so it should all work. So let's spawn in and make sure. Very good, look at that. Very nice. So do these little doors work? Yes, they do. Awesome. And the ones on this side, do they work as well? Yes, they do. Very nice. Awesome. So let's see. So if I hit trigger, if I hit spacebar, we should disconnect from the train. Yes, we do. Very nice. Let's connect back up. Very good. That works as well. We have full control over our props, as you can see. So we got forward, backward, left, right, and blah, blah, blah. All good. All right. So let's see if we can turn this thing on. So number one. Yep. Very good. Oh, okay. It's on already. Nice. So let's disconnect from there. Let's go for a little fly and see what happens. So we'll throttle up just to 31. Is that going to be enough to take off? Oh, yes, it is. Okay, it wants to turn to the right a little bit. Can I come up? Okay, we need a bit more throttle. Yep, something like this. All right, a bit wobbly. We might need to add a little bit of weight to this thing, but that's okay. We can do that. This is dodgy. Let's see if we can actually get out of here. Right, can we just sneak out this little door? That would be amazing. Or very wobbly. Very wobbly. Okay, we need a little bit of weight on this thing. I think that will be the fix a problem. I'm not sure. Let's come up. Very good. Awesome. Nice. We can go forwards. We can go backwards. We can go left and up, right. And we can turn to the right and turn to the left. Very nice. Very wobbly, though. We need to try and fix that. We might have to lower some things in the gyro. Let's go and fix that up now real quick. Okay, so we might try and fix that by lowering the pitch down. We might try everything at about 50%, or up one, be fine, and 50% for this one. I might try add a few weight blocks at the bottom as well. So let's delete what we can. That won't be a problem. So all along that side, all along this side. Yep, and maybe we could just go all of this as well. So let's go weight. Very good. So where is the center of mass? I don't know if that turned on. Oh, we won't be able to see the center of mass for the actual helicopters with the trailer. Okay, well, let's just put a little bit more weight at the front and see what happens. So if we just go like this, and then we can go down each side. That should help with the problem a little bit. Let's save that, and we'll go and give that a test. All right, so we're about to come up. Let's do that, and we'll come up a little bit now. Okay, that's a little bit better. Yeah, we're pulling to the right heaps, though. That's not very good, is it? I need a little bit more throttle than that. 65, is that going to be enough? Hopefully, we'll have to add a little bit more RPS to this engine. We'll see. I'll play around with the gearbox a little bit. Seems to be a bit more stable, though, so far. That's good. Doesn't seem to be wobbling around. Let's go and see if we can actually pick up a box. Actually, what's our RPS on if we go full throttle? 16. Okay, yeah, should be right. Let's go and see if we can pick up a box of this. I'll just go down a little bit while we get out of here. Very nice. Let's not run into too much if we can help it. That wouldn't be very good. Oh, that's dodgy. Awesome. All right, let's come up. Very nice. And we'll go over. Oh, there's no boxes here. We're going to have to go all the way over to the other terminal, aren't we? Okay, well, let's finish this thing off first then. Let's come down a little bit. Whee! And we'll take it all back. All right, so let's add a couple of lights, and we're going to give it a paint. Then we'll take it all the way down to Terminal Komodo and see if we can actually pick up a box. That'd be pretty cool. So we're not going to need too many lights on this thing, are we? Probably just go one on each side will be fine. We'll just go like that. Very good. So two on the front. We could probably have one on the facing down, I suppose. Wouldn't hurt. Go like that. And we could probably just grab a couple of regular ones, put one inside the cabin. Oh, where on earth are we going to put that? We could probably just put one on each side of the seat here. We'll just make them fairly dark so they're not too bright. And then we can just have a couple on the top up here, maybe. Wouldn't be too bad. Just go like this. Very good. Let's also add some specialist equipment while we're here. So we're going to need an extinguisher. Where are we going to put all this? Maybe along the back wall, I guess. There's not really too much room, is there? We could probably just go like that, have a welder and extinguisher back there. That is probably more than enough. I would like to also put a couple of rope anchors on just in case something happens to this thing. We need to recover it. So let's just go rope anchor. I will make them face up. We may as well. One there, one at the back just for a bit of safety. That should be fine. All good. All right, so let's quickly paint up all these lights. Then we'll connect them all up to some power. So I might go a bit of a dark grey on those. Same with them. And then the ones up here will go red on this side. And we'll go with a green one on this side. Very good, that should be fine. All right, so I'm going to connect these up to a bit of power. I'll give this thing a bit of a paint, and then we'll take it out for a test and see if we'll pick up a box. Alrighty guys, so that is all painted up the same colors as the rest of our train and trailers, so that should be fine. Everything's hooked up to a bit of power, so let's spawn the train in, and then we'll connect this up, and then we'll be on our way to Terminal Komodo. So we'll save all of this, and we're going to go grab our train and connect everything up. There is our lovely train. We'll spawn that in, move it forward, and then we'll spawn in our carriage and get on our way. So let's go up and open up the door, and we'll turn this thing on. So number 1, yep, throttle up a little bit, and a little bit of clutch. Very good. All right, just to about here should be fine. Brakes and turn off. All right, so here is our carriage. The only problem is we have no fuel left over for this thing, so we might have to steal some from Terminal Komodo. So that's a thing. We just have nothing in here, that's all, but that's okay. So let's turn on all the connectors, and we'll just see if we can push it forward to connect it all up. So that one's on, and that one is on. Very good. So let's give this thing a big push. Should connect any second now. Yeah, there it is. Very good. I just heard it. Nice. All right, so we'll connect our cable up from there to there. Awesome, so that should be all good, but I think we're ready to go now. So let's jump back in our train. Up we go, and jump in our seat. Oh, we'll probably shut the door, wouldn't be a bad idea. Very good. All right, so let's go a little bit of throttle, take the brakes off, and we're going to start going forward. Very good. Yep, less wheel squeal, please. Very good. Nice, so we're moving. Everything is going pretty well so far. It looks pretty cool on the back there, actually. And it's nice we can still fit a container directly in front of it. That's very handy, actually. But anyway, I'll see you all when we get to Terminal Komodo. Alrighty, so we're just coming up to Terminal Komodo now. We're going to get ready to stop about here so we can fill up our little helicopter. Very good. We'll turn it off just for a minute, or throttle right down, rather. Open up our door. Let's connect up a little pipe and fill this thing up. Yeah, we've got fuel here. Very nice. So this is the outside here. Pump, and we're going to fill this thing up. I don't know if the hose is going to reach this far. Please. Okay, we'll reach. Very good. All right, that should be filling up now. Let's check our fuel. Yep, it is going up. I think that's full, actually. Very nice. All right, so let's go and put that back. That's enough anyway for us. Let's go and chuck this away. I'm interested to see how much fuel this thing will use, actually. Boop, very good. All right, let's go and jump in it and see what it can do. I might move the train back a little bit just so we have a little bit of room to muck around with, that's all. So let me do that real quick, and then we'll jump in our helicopter. Okay, so I've just come over, I've turned on a container, and our train is backed out, ready to go. So let's jump in our helicopter and see if we can actually pick that thing up. I don't know what the weight limits are on this thing or anything. I'm keen to find out. All right, so let's zoom in a little bit. So let's turn this thing on. Very good. Let's turn some interior lights on and turn the throttle up a little bit. 55 will be fine for now. Now let's turn off those connectors. Very good. Let's come up. Now I need to fix up the trim on this a little bit to the right. Sort of keep it fairly straight. Yep, something like that. All right, let's go and see what this bad boy can do. So the container grabbers are still currently off, but we'll turn them on in a moment. Let's get a little bit closer to our box that we're picking up. This one right here, I believe. Is that the one with the on connector? Yes, it is. Nice. Let's come over. Just got to be super careful. We don't know how this thing works just yet. So we'll come down a little bit. Yes, and they're all back on now. So we should connect up to it any moment. Yep, there we are. Awesome. So we've got it. And, oh, we can actually... No, we can't pick it up. All right, a bit more throttle. Way more throttle. All right. Yep, we can do it. Can we hover in one spot and keep the RPM? Yes, we can. Very nice. Is that still at 15? Okay, it is going up. It's very heavy, though. We can probably go a little bit more throttle. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can hold it. That's nice. All right, let's go and chuck it on the train, and we might take it back to Terminal Spycake so we can keep this box. So maybe we can muck around with the settings on our engine a little bit more, change some ratios around, try and get a little bit more power out of it. But so far, it seems to be pretty good. Oh, this box weighs 1,400. I don't know what the other ones would weigh. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Anyway, let's come down a little bit. We need to turn on those bottom connectors. My bad, forgot about that. So maybe we could just turn the throttle down a little bit. We might disconnect for a second and move over. I should turn them on before. My bad. That's all right. So let's come down right here. Awesome. We'll just put that on the ground for a minute. Let's go and turn on these lower ones. Whoop, very good. So they should connect straight up, I believe. Very good. All right, jump back in our seat. All right, let's turn the connectors back on. Let's come up and see if we can connect up to this box again. Just move over slightly. Yep, don't connect to it yet, please. Very good. All right, now let's move up and over. All right, we're on. Very good. Let's take that out of minus. Let's come up and see if we can get this thing to connect up onto our trailer. All right, so we'll come over a little bit, see if we can get this thing lined up on the first go. Would be amazing. Forward a little bit. Yep, okay, no, back a smidge, and we need to rotate a little bit more. Okay, we need to come back and rotate down. Very good, that's on. Nice. How good's that? Now, we'll disconnect ourselves, and we just need to go straight back a little bit and see if we can connect straight back up. Now, I might just be super careful with this. I might try and get roughly in the right position, then we'll turn our connectors back on. So move over a little bit and come down, and the connectors are back on. Can we get that to attach? There we are. Perfect. Nice. So let's turn that off. Throttle down. We are all good to go, I think. That is awesome. It works so well. That tucks away in the back there very nicely. Very good. Let's turn this thing on. Turn the lights off. Boop. There we go. Nice. Okay, so that seems to work really well. Very happy with that. I'm not sure on the weight capabilities of it. So we might take it back to our terminal and adjust the gearbox a little bit and see if we can get a few more RPMs out of it. And yeah, just muck around for a bit more. Hopefully carry a little bit more weight would be really good. But anyway, guys, that might do us for today. Next episode, we're going to head back to our terminal, and then we're going to fix this thing up and make sure it can carry a little bit more weight before we set off on our big journey. And we're going to connect up a few carriages so we're all ready to go. But anyway, guys, for now, I'd like to say thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.